Coach, we talked about the importance of making plays down the stretch in these type of games. What did you like about your group's ability to do that tonight and keep them at a distance to close this one out?
You know, at that 4-minute mark, I think we just settled ourselves down. Obviously, it was a little frantic before that, but our guys' ability to recognize the plays, how they were guarding us, and then just trying to exploit that. So I think they did a really good job of that, communicating with one another in that situation, and then sitting down and guarding.
You know, we've talked all season about your group's ability to do it by committee. You know, to have 7 players in double figures tonight, how much was a testament to that?
It's huge. Guys were willing to step up. You know, the minutes that they played, they stepped in and did their job, and that's what we asked of all of them. You know, they continue to trust one another, pull for one another, and, you know, I think that's just the great part about this group and the resiliency to bounce back, you know, after the loss.
Well, it's been that balance here down the stretch of still playing for something with a possibility of a play-in and also trying to get those experience in those late-game situations. How did you feel this team was able to strike a balance in a situation where the pressure was on?
Well, I thought they communicated very well. They didn't get rattled in situations where they made big shots. I think we went to our switching towards the end and were willing to give up tough twos over the threes. But our level of communication down the stretch was big. And then offensively, having something to go to that we felt was working. And they did a great job of not worrying about who got the basket versus just getting the right basket at the right time.
Saying this wasn't a game that came down to the last shot and it was by committee, but it seemed like Markelle was the guy the offense ran through. What have you seen out of his decision-making late that gives you the confidence in these situations to give him the keys?
Well, again, they found something that was working, and he was willing to make the right decision in that moment. Obviously, you know, going to the mismatch down there in the post, but if he would have double team, he was willing to make the pass out. Guys recognize that. Again, he's done a great job of having poise down the stretch for us in these late game situations.
Paolo had 8 assists. How does that speak to the growth of his game, especially as a rookie?
You know, I think he's always had that. That's the biggest part about his game. He does love to pass the basketball. That's, you know, I think that's his default, is that he wants to find the pass and find his teammates, and they trust that he's willing to find them. I think it's great that he was recognizing the things going on in the game. He slowed himself down, recognized the coverages they were in, and was able to find guys. And on the other side of it, we made shots.
Coach, Bull didn't play tonight, but you got Kevon out there getting him some minutes, Caleb some minutes. Could you explain the reasoning behind that?
Well, you know, I think it's a portion of, you know, certain matchups at certain times in different nights. Like we did that again. I did that in the Clippers game as well, down on the back end of it. You know, I think that second group was moving around, flying around a little bit more with the rotations. So just being able to give it a look in that situation, I thought it was good to do tonight. And those guys played, you know, meaningful minutes, and they contributed.
Coach, obviously, sorry, over here.
Oh, yeah.
Holding Bradley Beal, one of the league's premier scorers, to 4 for 15 from the field, that's no simple feat. What do you credit that to into your game plan? Obviously missing one of the team's best perimeter defenders in Jalen Suggs. Who do you really say had the most credit in contributing to his performance?
I think Gary did a great job on him. I think when Key came in the game, he did a good job on him. But I think you also have to look at, you know, our bigs in these situations in the pick and roll, because it's just not a one-on-one battle. He's getting pick and rolls. He's coming off pin down. So we've got to make sure we're in early to help. So, again, that's also by committee. You know, it's 1 versus 5. So we got to make sure he saw a crowd and made it tough on each one of his shots.
Gary Harris shot 6 and 9 from 3. How does it open up the offense when he's shooting like that?
I think it opens up a ton. You know, you can't help off as much, and our guys were doing a great job of finding him. He does a fantastic job of just finding space on the floor, being in the right place at the right time, and then reading the defense, and our guys found him.
Jamal, 24-25 from the line. Have you ever had a game where they've shot that well from the line, or a performance individually where you've seen someone have that good of numbers?
I have not seen that in a while, but I will definitely take it.
You gonna give Markelle anything for missing the one free
throw?
throw?
I'll save that one for tomorrow. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Cole, your group has talked about the importance of making big plays, you know, down the stretch. You know, in a game like this, what were you able to do to break it open late and then keep the distance?
We did a good job hitting shots. That helps. That definitely helped. But on the real, we got some pretty timely stops at the end of the game. We're able to put their best player in foul trouble, and ultimately that slowed him down a lot. I mean, I see Porzingis got going, but he never really got a chance to get into a rhythm. And so just big credit to everyone who got a chance to guard him tonight. I might have got a possession on him. But, yeah, shout out to the team. Shout out to G, matter of fact, doing his thing tonight. Come on. Come on, big fella.
Cole, you guys have talked all season about doing it by committee. When you have 7 players in double figures and you're able to strike that kind of balance as a unit, just how difficult does it make you guys to defend?
I mean, we got a really talented team, so just when we do something like this, where we have I know we had a bunch of assists tonight. I don't know how many assists exactly. Do you know? Anyone?
It says it right there on the stat sheet.
Where? I'm blind.
It says assist, and then down there totals.
27.
27. You're right.
Yeah, look at you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's a great night right there. I think we turned it over a bunch, but just because how selfless we were with the ball, we were able to find some really good shots, and down the stretch, we hit shots, and that helps.
So down the stretch, you guys have games against teams that are also vying for playoff spots. How much has this experience helping you guys grow, especially as a younger team?
I mean, I think for us, just this season, it's been a lot of growth this season, and we've actually had a lot of close games. And we've lost some, but we've learned from it this season and have been able to improve on it. And that was something that we did tonight. We were able to execute down the stretch, and that's what helped us ultimately win this game. And so and the more we've gotten into these close games, I feel like the better we've gotten.
Mo, this one's for you. You guys played with a lot of intensity, a lot of hustle. This one seemed to have a little extra physicality. What does that say to this team's ability to fight back in terms of playing to the team's aggression level? You guys seem to go for a lot of hustle plays, a lot of very physical battles for the ball.
I think it speaks for our focus. Because, I don't know how Cole felt, but I felt a little sluggish today coming from that West Coast trip and messes a little bit with your system. That time change is a beast. So you got to come in with a great mindset of we got to be aggressive, we got to be physical, and focus on doing winning those 50-50 balls, go for every rebound and those things. And then the other stuff will come after that. But that's kind of where I was. I was very locked in on playing hard.
For both of you guys right here, for so much of this, it's been about, growth and getting the reps and everything of being in these close games, that it's a growing experience. But now still at this point, playing something something tangible, a play in birth, to still be in that, what does this mean to you guys? To still be fighting for something that's not just a learning experience?
That was a team we had to beat. They're ahead of us. Very close ahead of us. I think, 1 or 2 spots?
I don't know, but yeah.
We'll take every win we can get. And, yeah, we owed them.
I do think for a young team, it helps when you have – because the long-term road seems so far sometimes that it's difficult to get up in the morning if you work for something that seems to be down the road. So these short-term goals and help us to motivate and stay locked in on a day-to-day basis and connect even more than we would do if we played for something next year. So I think having that in mind and really putting the league on notice that the Orlando Magic are doing something and going in a direction means a lot to these guys.
You guys were both here the last couple of years, specifically the 2021 season, after the deadline, where you guys weren't able to stockpile a lot of wins, and last year was 22 wins. How does it compare, that mood, that general mood, where there is still something to play for compared to, just these learning experiences in March?
That was our 30th win tonight, right? That's nice.
How does that compare to last year?
How does it compare to those the struggles and those growing pains that you guys have? So,
I think as a competitor, you always want to play for something. And again, sometimes you forget, like on a team that's very young. And players that haven't really had the opportunity in the league yet, they want to prove themselves every night. So there's a very high level of competition and growth needed every night. So that intensity and excitement is there anyway. But now that you're playing for something, you want to create a culture where you play winning basketball. And I think it matters to have the mentality of wanting to go somewhere, and to have it right in front of us means a lot.
Adding on that, I'd say the thing that's great about this year is that I feel like in 95% of our games have been winnable games this year. It's been very competitive games. It's not like I remember last year. It's a lot of games like, we'd be in a game, and then next game we lose by 20. Game after that, lose by 30. And so it's just the awesome thing about this year is, we have a few more wins, but every game I've felt has been a good game. It's been competitive. I felt like we've had a chance to win at some point in the game. And, we're going to keep learning, keep getting better.
Anything else? All right, thank you. I'm going to grab Markelle.
Markelle, we've talked about the importance of coming up with big plays down the stretch in these late season games against teams fighting for something. Just what were you guys able to do tonight to create some separation and then keep them away? As you close this one out.
I think down the stretch we did a good job executing, limiting them to one shot, and just really making sure we get a shot up on the other end. It wasn't nothing too special, trying to find the mismatches and exploit them. But I think the biggest thing is not getting the shot up, not having any turnovers down the stretch. And I mean, obviously we probably had a few, but I'm saying like trying to take care of the ball and actually get a quality shot up every time down and limiting them to one shot. And I think we did a good job of that at the end, and also just guarding.
And you guys have talked about doing it by committee when you have 7 players in double figures and you're able to strike that kind of offensive balance. Just how difficult does it make you guys to defend?
It's huge, especially with a team like us. Like you said, we got multiple guys who can, score double digits. And, when we're doing it by committee, it makes it hard to load up on a player or know who's going to be getting the ball every single possession. And I think it just shows the trust that we have in each other, especially in a game like tonight, coming off a tough road trip and, guys kind of beat up and, tired and jet lag and stuff like that. But, finding a way to get it done. And I think tonight was a great job of, seeing a full team go out there and compete.
So down the stretch, you're also playing teams that are vying for playoff spots. How much is this experience helping you guys grow as a team, especially given how young you guys are?
That's huge. Every opportunity we get a chance to play together as a team, practice together as a team, it's an opportunity to get a little bit better. And especially in these moments, like you said, going down the stretch when you got teams that are trying to, fight for playoff spots and fight to get in the playoffs, the intensity in the game is just a lot different. So any opportunity we get a chance to do that is huge for us, and we got to really lock in and take advantage of it.
Markelle, recently it's been a lot of close games and clutch time situations that you guys have been in. How have you seen this team progress, even though it's in such a short amount of time, and the comfort level in those situations?
I think that's the biggest thing. Just understanding that we try to put ourselves in position to have a chance to win at the end of the game, and every chance we get, it gets down to 3 minutes, 2-point game, 3-point game, 5-point game, whatever. We know we have a chance to go win, and we understand that that's all about execution, and every possession matters. So again, it's fun to be in those positions and be in those situations, but it's also even better to know that your teammates are getting even more comfortable and having more fun and understanding what to do in those moments. So that's what you're seeing.
You've been here for a while now. You've seen every type of position this team could be in, fighting for playoffs, struggling down the stretch and everything. So with this, still being in the hunt, but knowing that it's a lot of growing experiences for this team, what's the balance that you guys have with that?
Just staying in the moment, really. Just really focusing on that day, not looking too far ahead. I think today, Coach did a great job of talking to us about just winning each quarter, not looking at the full game and just try to focus on each quarter. And once we end the game, if we do a good job of that, we win the game. So I think a big thing for us is just not looking too far ahead, understanding what we have to do, but also staying in the moment and just competing and having fun.
Markelle, people often talk about the difficulty of the final game of a road trip, but often the one coming back after a long West Coast trip is the most difficult in terms of how your body feels. For your group to have that kind of focus, I'm sure feeling jet lag, et cetera, just what does it say about the growth and maturity of this team?
I think we're all taking the game serious, and we all understand what's going to need to be done in order to, get where we're trying to go. And tonight was a perfect opportunity for us to lock in and do that, when we did a good job of that. So I think just showing the seriousness of, how we carry ourselves and how much we believe in ourselves to, be a really good team, and taking advantage of those opportunities to do that.
Markelle, 24-25 from the line. Have you been around a performance ever like that before?
Not really. That was pretty good. I feel like we've been missing a lot of free throws that, could have cost us a game. And so, again, it just shows us, locking in and going. I think I might have been the only one that missed one, but it's all good. I'm happy that we, went to the line and knocked it down. That's a big contributor to us winning tonight.
Good.
Thank you, guys.